I'll begin by acknowledging that my own constituency of Mid-Dumbartonshire doesn't fall within the boundaries of Hertfordshire. It's slightly further north. However, as we're hearing, the matter of the access to banking hubs is an important issue across the UK. My constituents, like those of the other honourable members here today, understand the difficulties brought about by banks closing. Older constituents who have no access to digital equipment or services are often the worst affected. For some, this means that their family members step in to support them with things like NHS appointments. But for many, handing over control of their banking feels like a step too far and a loss of independence. Others have no family nearby to help. Being pushed to use complex online banking is not always appropriate for these customers. In addition, as we've heard, the ability to deposit cash is crucial for many local businesses, and with the closure of more and more post offices, it's a growing problem. Bearsden, in my constituency, has many elderly residents, but despite that, it has lost all of its bank branches, and it appears that there's no access to an ATM, and there's also no plans for a banking hub there. Sir Desmond, the government has made assurances that by 2029, banks will have set up 350 banking hubs. The truth is that this is woefully inadequate and much too slow. The number of bank branches operating dropped from almost 15,000 in 1986 to just 5,745 by 2023.
She's making a powerful point, and she's right about the number. The Payment Choice Alliance, to whom I've already referred, estimate that every community of 5,000 or more, population that is, was provided with banking hub, it would be about 1,200. Now that's a solution. Ministers want solutions, not just questions. I just invite the Minister to consider that. Any community with a population of 5,000 or more that hasn't got a bank should have a hub. I think that would be reasonable.
Thank you very much, Sir Desmond, and thank you to the honourable member for making a good point for the Minister. The number of the closure of branches and replacement with only 350 hubs represents nothing more than big banks trying to further increase their profits at the expense of their customers. This isn't just a mild inconvenience. It presents a serious issue in regard to accessibility, as we've been hearing. For the disabled, elderly and those without technical know-how, bank branches are often a vital resource, allowing...
Okay. In addition to some customers not being comfortable using digital, some customers, because they don't have broadband, are unable to do so. I'm sure her constituents, like mine, with some communities, where the bank branch is gone and using the banking app just isn't possible because the broadband capability is just not there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're absolutely correct. Even in my constituency of Mid-Dumbartonshire, we have dark spots where people can't access Wi-Fi, so that is an absolutely important point. But as a vital local resource, banks allow people to deposit cash in cheques, withdraw their money or check their details and get help from staff. To allow the closure of banks without suitable access to replacement banking hub is not just inconvenient, it's a step backwards for equality. So with this in mind, I would like to urge the Minister to look at the Liberal Democrat proposal for a financial inclusion strategy which would ensure that the Financial Conduct Authority and the Prudential Regulation Authority take into account financial inclusion. This would help to protect access to cash for those who need it, ensure that rural communities aren't excluded from accessing resources, and importantly, would support banking hubs. Thank you.